It happened the very
Start again, honey.
Yes. I was asking Mom how it is that Mom and Dad got the house on Sunfish Hill in the first little farm that they bought. And Mom was explaining that there was a story that happened just before that, because there was supposed to be an auction in the middle of the week on the following week, but Mom and Dad had tickets to an Ohio State football game. And so this is what happened.
Okay. We went to Columbus and to the OSU football game, or at least Doc did, and I went shopping at Lazarus, and I had told him that I wanted him to meet me at the corner of Lazarus and this street come down from the university there. And so I was waiting on the corner, and so he picked me up. And Fred and Dan were at home, and we had Jackie Gurman, who lived on the side road where Mr. Rector had lived, and her family had a tractor, and they had cows, and so it was a working farm. So she come down and helped with the kids, and found out that
stayed with Fred and Dan. Mm-hmm.
And when I got home, Fred said to me, "Why don't you ever make pancakes the way Jackie does?" And it was a package of Jiffy cornmeal mix, and she had made pancakes out of that. Mm-hmm. And he thought that was just wonderful. Oh, so he didn't miss me. Well, I had gone shopping, and I had gotten 2 pair of long john underwear for Doc, and we got back in the car, and we were starting down the road out of Mount Sterling, maybe about 1.5 miles, and the traffic slowed down. Of course, it was snowing, and snow on the ground and everything, and we couldn't quite understand why, but so we thought they'd be open in a few minutes, and so we stayed there. So finally somebody come knocking on the door and said, "You better come back to the house because..."
Knocked on your window of your car door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
"You better come back because the bridge, a bus sashayed into the bridge and crossed the bridge, blocked the bridge off and couldn't go either way, and that they're not snow plowing right now, and so it was a mess." So we started off across the yard. We were just just a little bit beyond that house, so we didn't have too far to walk. And I had put a pair of these long john underwear on because I had silk stockings on and a coat, and so we get up to the house, and we come in, and there were 80 people in this house, and they assigned me a seat on the floor near the fireplace. I don't know if they thought I had leg bandages on or what, but I got a premier place to stay. Doc had the 6th or 8th step from the top on the way up. Well, none of us had anything to eat. So every time somebody would come in, if they had something, they would bring it with them. And this fella had little packages of crackers and cookies. And at that time, instant coffee was new. And so he was a salesman for instant coffee, but these cookie things that he had was a sideline. So he brought everything he had in, and of course everybody reimbursed him, you know. So we got a little bit to eat that way. And then the next morning, these people had a Ford tractor. Well, their son was a deliverer for bread, and he was going to pick up the groceries and bring them home, and he never got home. So there was no groceries coming in. And they'd eaten all of everything that the people had there, chicken and eggs and all that kind of stuff. So, where were we? Okay.
So you spent the night there.
We spent. the
Daddy
night-
was on the step, and you were next to the fireplace.
What year was this? 40, 50?
Mary Fran wasn't born yet.
1950.
50.
1950.
Dan was born in February of 50, and Fran was not. I wasn't expecting her yet, so
Mhm.
I was free. So anyhow, they had taken the Ford tractor from this farm, and were clearing the road and parking, getting these people in this house to park their cars in a vacant lot around some stores or something, so they would be able to pick them up later in the week, because they didn't know how long before the roads would be open. And so Doc went up with them, and while he was up there, he found out that the railroad would stop at the back end of this farm, and it would be, how far did you think this was, Joe? Between here and the yellow car,
Yellow car?
down here.
What yellow car?
A mile? I don't know. The
No,
distance?
you mean